Hi everyone, and it's Sue here from Inspired Messages, and here I am with the September edition. Now it is the last day of August, and I'm here because we've got the full moon tonight. So that's why I'm here. But I don't know whether you've been having a frustrating time. Yesterday and today has been very frustrating when it comes to anything computer wise, anything technical. It's been, uh, I feel, to be honest, it's really late in the day and I couldn't find my camera on my old computer, and I've had a new computer and you don't know your way around it. And goodness knows where the camera's gone on the old one. But here I am on my new laptop. I'm hoping and praying that it behaves itself and that I can record and everything's okay. But yeah, if you've been like me, then I'm sending yeah, my sympathy with you because um it's been difficult to keep um my positive vibe up because yeah, it's been one thing after another yesterday and today. So I intended to do this earlier on. I haven't managed it. Lots of things have got in the way, but I wanted to get it out for tonight. Who will watch it? I don't know, but here goes anyway. So I'm going to be doing the month of September. There's a hell of a lot going on, which I'll try and talk about a little bit. But if you're, looking at the right places, in the right places, I should say, then you will possibly know what is going on. So today we've got this it's a blue moon in the sign of Pisces. And the reason it's a blue moon is we've had two this month, one at the beginning and one at the end, two full moons. Okay. So this is also a harvest moon, and it should be very bright in the sky, but it's so cloudy out there. I doubt if we will be able to see it because yeah, it's been cloudy all day, and unless it clears, we're not going to see the extent of this very bright. It's very close to us, and it's known as a harvest moon, really. So farmers had the light from the moon to get in the harvest. So it's usually bright this time of the year. But anyway, this full moon is in the sign of Pisces. Pisces is a water sign, so we can expect lots of emotions. I've certainly been feeling them, and I'm sure you possibly are as well. So Pisces is about the underdog, a person less fortunate. And it's also about caring and empathy. If you're a Pisces, you're very caring. You can put yourself in other people's shoes. And you're very understanding and very kind. So it's lovely to be with Pisces because they have this really gentle energy. So Pisces is also to do with spiritual love, a romance, and it connects to creativity, dreams, and visions. And so lots of creativity. Usually Pisces love music. They might write. They've got a good imagination. And added to this, we still have Venus, although it's retrograde in Leo, which adds to that artistic, creative um, energy. So, it is quite a good time to be putting something creative out there. So, also, Pisces, it's ruled by Neptune. So you may feel confused, you could feel overwhelmed, especially if you're a Pisces, or especially if you may be a water sign, so Cancer or Scorpio. And Pisces, as I say, is ruled by Neptune, and it can bring delusion, or you could be deceived in some way. And you may not see the wood for the trees, so it might be difficult for you to make a decision. So those are all possibilities on a personal level. But I think we need to watch out for revelations, more revelations about scandal in the media, And as Neptune, it actually rules drugs. And these are any kind of drugs. So they can be pharmaceutical or the other kind. And you might be more sensitive to drugs at this time, whilst we have this full moon. And as it rules the Pisces moon and is opposite the sun, because we always have an opposition when it's a full moon, and the sun is in Virgo, and that connects to health. The revelations may come from the pharmaceutical arena, connected to that. So watch out for all of that. I think we're going to hear more about that as we go through the month, because obviously full moons last till the next full moon. So we have a 28-day. So let's see what happens. Now, this full moon is next to Saturn, and Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn, and it represents top-down structures like the corporations and the government, and they're constantly trying to restrict us. And particularly here in the UK, we have plenty of them, and this week we've had, in fact, yesterday, the ULEZ cameras being put out quite into the outer reaches of London, which reach Kent quite a long way. And there's been lots of talk about it. And this is restricting people's movement. And in London and outer London, people are having to pay £12.50, even if you go to the corner shop, if you leave your house. So that means that people have got to walk or go on a bike or something. And that's fine for some people. What about older people? So people are fighting back, and they're taking matters into their own hands, and they are being dismantled in some way. Some are being sprayed, some are being taken down, some have got concrete on them. So there's a lot going on about this restriction of movement. And if you know about the 15-minute cities, which are going to be localized, is one coming to your area? And maybe you need to find out, because again, I think people need to stand up, and there are places around the UK who have stood up and they've stopped it happening. So one such place is in Thetford. So think about that, because if we don't conform, or we don't comply, then what can they do about it? And in actual fact, they should be working for us. It doesn't seem like that at all. Now, we do have lots of planets retrograde, including Mercury. I've just talked about that. And usually I don't feel it, but gosh, I've definitely felt it. As I say, it's been a bit draining. And it does feel like we're moving through treacle. It's really slow going. And if you want to move quickly on anything, you just knock back. In the US, the president, I'm not saying his name, is pushing for these social distancing, and this again. And actually, colleges and schools in some states are reinstating all of the above, even though there's no evidence of an illness scare. Why is this happening? Well, you need to be looking at the alternative media to find out. But the motto is do not comply. And if the whole world did that, the whole thing would actually go away. So it really is up to us. But anyway, obviously, you do need to be looking in the right place for the information. So I'm going to tell you a few places to have a look. So Richard Vobes, that's Vobes, V for very, OBES, is on YouTube and is well worth looking at. He is a bit of an entertainer anyway. He's been in the entertainment business, and his posts and his interviews are really light-hearted. They give you a positive vibe, and he's about solutions. And he has some guests on his show who have a lot of knowledge on many subjects. So I'm going to put his link under this video. I will also mention the Light Truth newspaper, which has been going since 2020. And this is a monthly newspaper, right? And you can buy it or you can subscribe to it. You can also see back issues on their website. And if you go to a local stand in the park, which is always on a Sunday at 10 a.m., and there's usually one in every town or city in the UK, well, around the world, because it started in Australia, you probably meet somebody that actually is giving copies away or selling them. Okay, so think about that as well. But I will put the link under this video. And that would be a really good place where you can find real facts, about the state of play that we find ourselves in. So in this chart, we've got Jupiter and Uranus, and they are both trine Mercury. And Mercury was the messenger of the gods. And having Uranus and Jupiter trining Mercury at the same time is a good indication of more truth coming to light. Hence the importance of the Light Truth newspaper. Now, Uranus is the awakener. It's a lot of things as well, but one of the things is the awakener. So try Mercury coupled with Jupiter, who wants to expand the knowledge and get it out to the masses. It's really is in this full moon chart, which is good because these are trines, and so they're easy, and they allow the energy to expand so that we can see what's going on if we're looking in the right place. So another place to look is GB News, and that is 236 on preview. And that is another great source of great debate and information, and is now a mainstream news program and is getting a lot of attention and is getting out to the masses. And unlike other media programs or news programs, this does allow for debate. It does bring on people from both sides so that you can make your own mind up. So I would thoroughly recommend that from, say, 7 o'clock onwards, any evening, you'll find lots of useful information. And Jupiter trine Mercury actually is a perfect example of truth information being broadcast to the masses because Jupiter rules the media, he rules truth and justice. And the courts actually, and it expands our collective vision of actually what is possible for us, for all of us really at this time, in history. Now Uranus is in Taurus, and it's 23 degrees of Taurus, and I know because it's actually on my sun. So Uranus on your sun is everything is chaotic, and it certainly does feel like that. And anything can happen at any moment, and it does feel like that. Now that's going to be hovering on my sun till April 2025. So it's going to go over it. It's going to go retrograde. It's going to hit it again, and then it's going to go direct and hit it again. And so that energy is going to be around me personally for quite a long time. So my life is not going to be plain sailing. It's going to be very unpredictable and upside down. And obviously I can feel it. And there is a lot going on. I won't go into, but there's a lot going on in my life. But anyway, Uranus in Taurus. Taurus is about the land and it's about food. And Uranus is very electrical. One of the things is it rules electricity. Okay, so it actually rules the internet, and it rules technology. It also rules astrology. It's interesting. But anyway, it's, you know, known to be electrical, Uranus in Taurus, very innovative. And as I say, it's about land and food. And there's been information on growing your food using electroculture, and it's becoming very popular. And the crops are easier to grow and are huge using this method. In fact, I've got friends who are not gardeners at all, and they've had a pallet, just put a pallet in the garden, a wooden pallet, and they've planted where the gaps are, and they've got massive courgettes which look like marrows, and all their broccoli is massive. So I think this is, if you're not a gardener and you want to grow your own food, this is worth looking at. So this is about putting copper and putting it in the soil next to the plant, and making a coil of it. And then it kind of brings the energy down into the whatever you're growing. So really positive, and I really wanted to tell people about that. And I do feel it's very connected to Uranus um, in Taurus. So I'll put another link under the video so you can have a look. But there are lots of videos on it on YouTube. So also in this full moon chart, Pluto is sextile Neptune. So this is very, these are two of the outer planets. And this is very sensitive with the Neptune and mediumistic with the Pluto. And I think we all have, what shall I say, the maybe the I can't think of the word, the energy, or maybe we've got the opportunity to tap in to other worlds, as it were. But it's also can help with healing, which we all need at this time. And also, with all the Mercury and everything, I know it's retrograde at the moment, but it is, making those aspects to Uranus and Jupiter. uh, we could be guided with the Neptune, and guided in the right direction. We need to listen to our gut feeling, our gut, our intuition, and our gut. And obviously, we need to listen. We need to be listening to what we're being told. So on the 1st, which is tomorrow, Mars is quincunx Saturn. So you need to watch out again for frustration and aggression. I think I'm just going to stay in bed. I'm going to be under the covers. But anyway, realise that it's only for the day, and this transit can stop you from moving forward. So don't go into fear. Try to stay positive. Um, on Monday, we're going to have Mercury trine the Jupiter exact. So this gives us thirst for knowledge, with a good ability if you want to learn the philosophy about life, could be of interest, bringing harmony and purpose to not only your life, but those people around you. So Monday should feel much better. Um, and on Tuesday, Venus is going to go direct again. Um, and whilst it was retrograde, we should have thought about our values and what was important. So, Venus rules our needs, our values, what's important to us. And that should have been highlighted. Now, Jupiter is going to go retrograde in Taurus till December the 31st. So this will help us plan our goals, stop us from going over the top, and will help to bring abundant growth for the future. I think it's going to give us time to plan, but not go off half cock, and do it, because you can go over the top with Jupiter and expand too quickly. So I'm not looking at this as a negative. I'm looking at this as a planning, strategically. So, we've got September, October, November, December, haven't we? So, it's important that we all plan and we connect to people of like mind. So on the 6th, the sun is going to conjunct Mercury, which will help us have the courage to organise what we need to move forward. If we just look about what I've just said, and then the sun trines Jupiter on the 8th, and that's going to help us continue to plan, what we want, bringing expansion, improvement, and growth as well. So that's kind of going to help us for the next, shall we say, few months. Now, on the 15th, we're going to have a new moon in the sign of Virgo. Okay. And Mercury, the ruler of Virgo, will go direct again. Thank goodness. So we've got another 15 days of this. But anyway, Virgo is about health and work. So these areas are highlighted for the next 28 days. And this new moon connects to helping others, clearing the clutter. This is all Virgo stuff, paying attention to detail, making changes in your health and the work areas of your life. And new moons are a time to plan something new. So improving bad habits, doing more exercise and changing things that were not right for you, not sticking with things that are not don't make you feel good or make you stressed. Now this new moon trines Uranus, which is about the freedom to be ourselves, and we know that there are many freedom groups being set up right now, and the new moon is opposite Neptune, so watch out for deception or being deluded, especially on the world stage. Don't believe everything you hear. Try and tune into the alternative media. There is a lot of confusion out there, but the new moon opposite Neptune is going to make that worse. And obviously we've got the full moon as well at the moment. So this kind of confusion is going to continue. You could feel confused personally about your feelings. You could feel weak or disturbed by your surroundings, but don't take this too seriously. Remember, it will pass. This is just a heads up to the possibilities that may occur. You might not feel it at all. It's not a given. It depends on you and your situation. Okay, so on the 16th, the sun, and really this is still in that chart, really in that new moon chart, because it's only the next day. The sun is exactly trine Uranus, and that helps us towards freedom and independence. So many groups around the world are helping to adapt really to new and innovative ways of living in new communities and coming away from, what has really, is stopping us from doing what we want to do. So my mouse has gone a bit crazy. Here we are with this new computer. We've got Mercury retrograde. Oh, goodness me. Right. I think it's going to work. Oh, goodness me. Right. Okay. So on the 17th, Venus is square Jupiter, which on a personal level will make you want some space from your partner, and moods may be up and down, either yours or your partner. And on the 19th, the sun is opposite Neptune, again, which can make you sensitive to the moods of others. Follow your feelings. Don't be taken in by, quick get rich schemes or things that seem too good to be true. And on the 21st, the sun is trine Pluto, which brings enormous power. This is a very powerful transit, and it should be used for good. It's a bit like I once did a chart for somebody who was a Scorpio, which is ruled by Pluto, and they can manipulate Scorpios. And I said to her, you mustn't use your energy to manipulate people. You need to use it for the good of all, for the good, not for what you can get out of people. And she said, oh, I do that. But she was only 18. And I said, well, it'll come back and bite you. So you need to, this is the same kind of energy. It does bring a lot of power, and it needs to be used for good. It can give really good healing powers and the ability to attract unusual, fascinating people. There could be a strong interest, in Pluto type subjects like psychic subjects, the occult, anything that that's unusual. So jumping to the 23rd, the sun moves into Libra, uh, and it's also the autumn equinox. So the equinox signals shorter, darker nights are ahead for us. And the three outer planets that move so slowly are all making aspects in this chart, indicating that major cultural changes are taking place. Um, and so I think this is quite interesting, and really, because the times we're in are sometimes difficult to navigate. So it's really important to be in the right environment with the right people around you. And we're going through massive changes, and Pluto in Capricorn is destroying things in our life that are no longer working for us. And this is actually uncomfortable for us all. This is a slow transition, and so we have a bit longer to go before we see the future clearly set out before us. That's why we've got all this confusion, and Neptune is opposite the Sun, also bringing that confusion. But I think Neptune opposite the Sun does ask us to remember the spiritual side of life and the intuitive gifts that we have, our connection to Source, and the fact that we are spiritual beings having a physical experience. I think we need to remember that. Um, our connection to Source is very important, and our intuitive gifts that we have, and our creative side, and our spiritual side of life. All that is really important for us, particularly right now. And the sun is trine Pluto. Again, this is a trine, but it gives us this enormous power to transform situations and is good for healing, as I said. Uranus is coming up to trine Pluto and is in orb now, but the energy will get stronger over the next few years as it gets closer. And Uranus, as we know, I've talked about many, many times, represents freedom, rebellion, sudden, deep, far reaching changes, and Pluto destroys anything that's no longer necessary. So, this is a trine. So, this aspect will be in other major charts over the next few years and indicates a powerful urge for us all, for individual freedom and sudden perceptions and insights into the power structures that we've all been living with will suddenly be like an aha moment. Actually, massive upheavals are ahead for us all, and liberation movements around the world will be many. We are in the midst of the storm, but the future is on the horizon. So stay strong and positive. And remember that we're all actually in the same, in the same situation, in the same boat. So my mouse has gone a bit funny again, and I'm not really happy with this. I have to move. Oh, oh dear! Now it's all dear. Uh, Sorry about this. I've got my cards and the rest of the months to read, and here we are with my mouse being, and this is Mercury retrograde. So here we go. I think I've managed to do it. Oh my goodness me, this is so annoying. I just feel I just got to roll with it like everybody else, haven't I? I've just got. It's very difficult for me because I've got Virgo as my rising sign, so I want everything to be perfect, and I can't make it perfect really. Anyway, the Sun moving into Libra, also at the same time on the 23rd as the equinox, is about balance, justice, harmony, which we all want, don't we? And we all crave that actually. And if you are a Libra, you need balance in your life, and you are the peacemaker, the diplomat, the one who hates arguments and discord. And your ruler Venus makes you creative. And as a social person, you love being with people. You love to buy anything with style. and you're willing to pay for it. You like anything that's, that's hasn't got a bit of class to it. Uh, Anyway, you do find it difficult to make decisions if you're a Libra, and you may sit on the fence, and might miss opportunities because you're sitting on that fence. So remember that. The autumn solar eclipse in your sign is an indication that a new chapter is starting for you. So happy birthday to all those Libras out there. So on the 24th, Mars is opposite Chiron, would be good for physical healing like massage, osteopathy, chiropractor, or shiatsu, anything like that. And the 25th, Mercury is trying Jupiter again, the second time this month. Use this time to learn about how to educate the children, our future generation, bringing harmony and purpose into alignment. And on Friday, the 29th, we have another full moon, this time in the sign of Aries. So this full moon is about how to strike a balance between the needs of yourself, Aries, and the needs of others around you, which is Libra. And the Libra moon is diplomatic and fair and wants company. And the Aries moon is independent and wants time to do what they want. So Mars is the ruler of Aries and is square to Pluto in this chart, indicating power struggles and confrontation. And we may see this acted out on the world stage. So watch out for that. And the north node of where we're going is also tied into the Mars and Pluto square. And the node, which is a long running theme with this with the Pluto square, the node, it brings lots of tension, and it's been around and it's going to stay around for a bit. So lots of tension in that. And Uranus is also aspecting the Mars, which can bring rebellious behaviour. And again, I'm looking at this on the world stage. A bit like the ULEZ cameras, people, I think, are going to get crosser and crosser, and they're going to really start standing up, which is probably the way we're going to go with all this Uranus energy. It is about rebellion, and it is about freedom, and it is about standing up. So I think, we've got a lot of that energy is going to be around us. Um, it's time to release anything that no longer works for you, a full moon. So you can do a full moon ritual, write down what you no longer want, sit in the moonlight and release it, just release it and then just watch it disappear. So last month, I mentioned the healing system, which comes from Unified Healing. You can actually Google that and have a look. That's UNIFYED, Unified Healing. Jason Shirker, if you put that in, you'll be able to see lots of information about it. We were lucky enough, John and I, to experience this healing machine close to where we live, and we've had 8 hours in the machine over 2 visits. So I felt very relaxed and went to sleep, which I never do in the day. It was like I went into a coma. It was really weird. And the 4 hours went really, really quickly. I didn't drink a lot of water, but I did go to the loo a lot. So it seemed to, do a lot of taking the water out of me. We both felt very tired afterwards and just went home and rested. The next day, we felt energized. We both said we felt more alert, and I could say that we felt more ourselves. And on the strength of that, we booked an overnight stay, which is said to be stronger as you are in the energy longer. So we're doing in 10 hours overnight. So I will report back next month on how the overnight session went. And I will put the link underneath this video for where we went in Bedfordshire. So now to the cards. The first card that I have is the Hermit. And this is in the spread, is in the healing position. And it represents the conscious and the unconscious of of the world and of us, and a sacred alliance with the cosmos. Okay, and he takes an idea and he goes with it, and with that knowledge he shares it. He's got a lantern, if you notice, and he's sharing light on the world, and he brings people together. He connects to nature and the herbs and natural ways of healing, bringing wisdom to any situation. And because this is in the healing position and it's come up, I think it's telling us, and I feel this more and more, that we are connected to the earth. We need to be out connected to the earth. And I've seen a video this month about if you stand on the earth, it actually alters your whole cell structure in a good way. And I think we need to realise that all the herbs on this planet are there because they're symbiotic with us. They're there deliberately because they can heal us. And we need to take more notice of that, because I think we've been taken deliberately away from it. So the next card I got was in the gift position, and this is the Wheel of Fortune. And, the Wheel of Fortune, it's about cycles. It's going round. It's a wheel, and it is motivated to make the most of opportunities. So new doors can open, um, and progressing us forward really to our destiny. And I say life does move in cycles, and we are at the end of one cycle and about to move into the next. Okay. So the next card people don't like particularly, which is this card, but it is the card of transformation. And this is actually in the soul position, which is about profound change and empowerment, a cleansing, actually, a rebirth. It's about being of service to the world and trusting the process and allowing the transformation to happen, because this is about transformation, and it is in the soul position. So the soul consciousness of the world wants a rebirth, okay, and wants to transform. So this is really, really important. The next card is the just is which is the justice card, I think. No, it's the chariot. The chariot. And this is in the mission position of this spread. So the mission really is to drive everything forward, having the inner will, the courage, and the power with those horses to complete the mission, mastering the mind and the emotions, having a clear purpose, being single minded on attaining the victory, because this is a victory card and it was in the mission position. So this is a positive card. Okay. And the last card is the Justice card. Okay. And this is in the outcome position of this spread. So that means all the cards that I've mentioned, if we do all that, the outcome is going to be justice. Okay. If we do the right thing, we will get justice. We will get a restoration of balance, and we will be invested with the power of the cosmos. Okay. But we need to have a clear vision. We need to know where we're going. We need to be on it, like the chariot. We need to keep on going. And if we have this clear vision, it's going to give us justice. It's going to give us a just outcome. Okay, so the affirmation, very short, hand on heart, every day, every morning, starting on Monday, I was going to say. The world is full of peace, love, and harmony. We need to put that out there. The world is full of peace, love, and harmony. And how good would that be? Can you imagine? Well, I can. If we had, peace, if we had love, and we had harmony, how much better we would all be. We all need that. We need to connect to the earth energies. We need to be out in nature. We need to put our feet on the ground. We need to know where we're going. We need to connect to like-minded people. We need to be informed. We need to use critical thinking. We need all of that to drive us forward. So I hope you have a great September. I will be back beginning of October, and by then Mercury won't be retrograde. And hopefully, I'll have got used to this new laptop. And I'm sorry that I got a bit confused with how to move the mouse and what have you. I don't know why it wouldn't move. Who knows? These things, it might happen. It might not happen when Mercury's not retrograde. It might be okay. But anyway, have a great month. And you know where I am. I'm on Facebook, Astrologer Sue Fletcher. If you used to take my newsletter and you want the video, just go on to my website, astrologersue.com. Go to the YouTube sign, click on that. It will take you to my channel. Click on videos and you will see every month all my videos. So if you need me, call me. If you need a chart doing, you know where I am. Have a look at my website and have a great month. And I will see you in October. So I'm going to say bye for now. Bye bye.